improving your eating habits doesn't have to be difficult. We'll give you some helpful tips.
I think we both need that, Teresa. And welcome back to Live at 11. The holidays are always a time when many of us leave our diets behind, if we ever had any, and enjoy our hearty meals. But now that they're over, it's time to start eating healthy again.
And now that doesn't really have to be difficult, not as difficult as you might think anyway. Joining us now is Julie Gerber, a gourmet chef and licensed nutritionist who prepares her creations at the Bread of Life Natural Food Market and Cafe in Fort Lauderdale. And Julie, thank you so much for being with us.
It's great to be here.
And you brought quite an array of food here, but you're going to prepare something, so maybe you should start out with that.
Sure. I'm going to show you how to make a natural food burrito, which is made without any meat whatsoever. Instead of that, we're using beans. And that's a vegetarian protein.
Julie, I'm going to see if I can clear this a little bit from the front here so that people can see what, folks at home can see what we're doing. I'm sorry, your beautifully arranged table. Okay.
Okay. These are black beans, and then I'm going to add some soy cheese. Soy cheese is an alternative to dairy cheese because it is totally free of cholesterol, and it tastes
looks like American cheese.
Is it also free of fat?
It has some fat, but it's low in fat. And then these are vegetables that have been sautéed with some salsa to add some flavor. Then you can add the vegetable of your choice. I have some shredded lettuce here, and then all you do is roll it. And you have a wonderful burrito that you can eat like this, or if you like to heat it so that the cheese can melt, you can do that also.
What about the avocado?
This is a whole wheat flatbread, yes, that is yeast-free.
And what about that avocado? You're not going to put any of that in?
You can do that also, yes.
How many calories in something like that?
Well, this is really low in calories because it's mostly vegetarian protein. It's mostly all animal, vegetable foods.
Okay. Now, you brought some rice, a rice platter here, too, which looks lovely. Let me see if I can move this over. And
yes, that is a stir-fry. It's brown rice with stir-fried vegetables and tofu. And I just wanted to show the viewers a food that is very low in cholesterol, actually zero cholesterol, low in fat, and high in fiber, because I find that people know that's how they have to eat, but they don't know specifically what ingredients to use.
Now, when you use tofu, my understanding, I mean, I've cooked a little bit with tofu, it takes on the flavor of whatever else you're cooking with, right?
Right.
Well, what kind of flavor?
Right. Well, here it has a little bit of garlic and some olive oil and a little bit of salt, but of course that's optional. And what we did is we first sauteed the tofu by itself so that it gets nice and crispy, and then we started adding the other vegetables to it.
Is there a way for somebody to do this at home? Do you have a little recipe book that you...
Well, I give lots of cooking classes. I give free cooking classes at the Bread of Life in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's terrific.
And people are welcome to come. And we also have lots of cookbooks. It's really very simple to eat this way and cook this way.
why don't we move on a minute, Julie, so you can show us real quickly. You've got 3 items left on the table.
Also, pasta. Pasta is a wonderful food. People are so busy and they don't have time to cook. Pasta cooks very quickly, and you can do so much to it. This is a cold pasta salad with vegetables that have been marinated in an olive oil dressing.
Have they been cooked also? I mean, they look so fresh.
Just slightly steamed, slightly steamed. And you can do all those things up ahead. You can like set a day aside to cook once a week, and then just have things that have been kind of prepared ahead of time, and then just throw it together and freeze. I always tell my students to freeze. Yes, you can freeze
even with all the vegetables.
Yes, if they have been steamed slightly, you can freeze the vegetables. You can't freeze raw vegetables, but if they have been cooked slightly, you can.
You know, a lot of times people say they don't eat healthy, or maybe it's an excuse, but they say, well, we don't eat healthy because it takes so much time to prepare a healthy meal. What would you say to folks like that?
All they need to do is to have the right ingredients in the house. It just takes a little bit of thinking and shopping at a natural food store and just having the ingredients at home, and maybe even just design a plan. Say you cook on Sundays and you know what your menu is going to be for the rest of the week, and you can have, as long as you have a grain, it could either be something like rice or something like millet or pasta or whole wheat bread, a protein that would be low in fat, such as a bean protein like black beans or chickpeas. And then vegetables on the side, and that is a very healthy meal.
What else do you have here?
There's something we want to show that,
Okay, this is hummus. Hummus is made from chickpeas, and it's a Middle Eastern recipe that has been tested over and over again. It's withstood the test of time. It's just chickpeas with sesame paste, olive oil, and lemon, and it's delicious. It can be used as a dip or as a sandwich spread. And this here, I'd like for somebody to taste that.
We will.
Somebody said you make the bread.
Okay. Wait, let's show them what it looks like first before we
you mean before
we
make
breads
it
dig in here.
We make several breads, but this is a recipe that I developed in the woods in Maine many years ago. I used to knead it all by myself. It's our whole wheat bread.
Can we cut that and show everybody what it looks like?
Cut this?
Yes, I have a bread knife there.
And Marianne's going to
you
taste
go for the bread.
The carob. What is this? It's not chocolate.
That is not chocolate. That is carob, which is the natural alternative to chocolate. And believe it or not, it's made out of silken tofu.
There you go.
So, although that is a dessert, and it tastes good and it's sweet, it's also very nutritious. And it's sweetened with honey instead of sugar.
Okay, well, Julie, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing all of your tips and your meals with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Julie Gerber, gourmet chef and nutritionist, thank you again for being with us live at 11. And if you'd like to try some of Julie's creations yourself, you can find these dishes and a menu full of healthy foods at the Bread of Life Market and Cafe. They're located at 2388 North Federal Highway, Fort Lauderdale. The number is 565-7432.
And there's much more live at 11 coming right back, so don't go away.
I'll taste now. Okay.